Welcome all, dillies and dolls, to another episode of the Nodcast. Flying solo this week as the OG Andy Martinez is not available and just Joshin is also can't make it today. So, just your man, just your boy. I'm just going to talk over some week four highlights and review in football today. And yeah, sporting my new hat as you can tell. Still got that sticker on there, right there. It's baseball season, yo. Playoffs kicking in. Obviously, I'm not a Dodger fan, so hopefully the Cardinals can take care of business tonight. So just some housekeeping here. I won't be in town next week to do a week 5 video. Sorry to disappoint, but I will be back for week 6, and maybe the OG himself will be able to bless us with his presence as well. If not a big deal. I do want to, again, encourage everyone to like, subscribe, click the bell, so you're notified when you get nice little comments, or not comments, but videos from myself for the Nodcast and Jed and TV. So, why are we here? Let's talk football. As you can see, the first Thursday night game up there. Well, it's kind of boring, I was really surprised at how close the Jaguars kept the game. Obviously the Bengals winning it. As the time ran out, kicker, I can't even remember his name. Let's see, who was his name? We don't even know, right? Kick returns. There we go. McPherson. That's right, McPherson. Game winner. Wasn't really much of an outing, poor performance. James Robinson, though, thankfully he found his way finally. Urban Meyer made a step back. Speaking of Urban Meyer, he was kind of up to no good, if you ask me. After a couple of news and notes for the week, I think he might be taking a back seat. Not with anybody back there with him, I hope. Maybe we'll see some goodness come out of this team just yet. Trevor Lawrence is starting to kind of evolve as a good quarterback, rookie quarterback. So, I think this game was a really good positive venture for him. Like I said, James Robinson had 18 rushes, 78 yards, got 2 scores, brought in some fantasy points. Of course, this all happens after I trade him in fantasy. But it is what it is. I'm happy for the guy. He deserves it. He's probably one of the more underrated backs of the league for sure. Joe Burrow, man, he's, very quietly kind of turning up the heat here for the Bengals. Mixon kind of got left with a little injury there. He might actually play this week. Who knows? Samaje Perine is right there in the fold if he's not. But yeah, he threw 348 yards on 25 passes, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, only was sacked once. I mean, the guy's looking good. CJ Uzoma, I don't even know how to say his name, but close enough. People hurting for tight ends probably wouldn't have drafted him. He's probably on your waiver wire. Go figure. He's probably not going to do this again, so have fun with him. But he had a breakout game. I think he got one of the game balls at the end of it there in the locker room. Jamar Chase, obviously continuing to be the wide receiver 1 for Burrow. Just brings you back from the LSU days, right? So I would imagine you continue to see that moving forward. Like I said, Thursday night's takeaway, 24-21, last second field goal. Surprisingly, Jaguars hung in there, but unfortunately they go 0-4. Winless. And the Bengals, I think they're on the top of their division right now. So good job, Bengals. Got a lot more competition coming, so hopefully you can stick with it. So obviously now we're moving on to the next game, which was the Washington football team, or the Potatoes, and the Falcons. This game was another. There's a lot of nail biters this week too. There's been a lot of last second field goals. Winning games the past couple weeks. This one again, I didn't expect one of the top, preseason rated defenses to to make it this close. I mean, the Falcons have done nothing all year. As you can even see here, really they've only got one person that's dominating. Like, who's this Cordero Patterson guy? Like, he's a running back. Get out of here. He's a wide receiver. He's been like the nomad. He's been with the Bears. He's been with the Vikings. He's been with I don't know. Maybe that's it. But now with the Falcons, maybe he's kind of found his niche, right? I do like in the Yahoo League, he's considered both a running back and a wide receiver. Whereas, the other league, he's just a running back. So you damn right I picked him up, and I can use him either in a running back role or a wide receiver role, and obviously the flex. But he's the number 2 or 3 rated fantasy person this year, up to week 4, and he did all that production on my bench. Where maybe I'll give him a shot. I'll put him in my lineup this week, and watch, he'll put up like 3 points or something. But we'll see. He's having a really good year. Hopefully he can continue to do so. As he's the main person that's getting it done for the Falcons. Matt Ryan finally had a decent game, pulling off his 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. He had 1 sack for a loss of 8, but man, he's looking good out there, throwing dimes to Cordero Patterson, which caught 5 receptions for 82 yards and 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns in the air. That dude put up like 40-something points. Patterson, that is. As far as the rushing, I mean, Mike. I don't know. I kind of saw this coming from the Panthers when he was backing up McCaffrey last year. He had 13 carries for 14 yards. If my math is correct, that's barely over a yard average per carry. Can't be doing this, man. This is why Corduroy Patterson is doing what he's doing with minimum. You even got Gallman in there. He did 6 carries for 29 yards. He did half the carries and doubled the yards. This has got to say something. Moving forward, maybe, I don't know, Mike Davis owners, maybe time to cut bait. I'm not going to take him. I'm so glad my preseason after draft trade offer didn't go through. Oh man, I'd be pissed right now. But yeah, no. On the other side, not to just focus on the Falcons because they didn't even win. But Heineke, dude, he's 3 touchdowns, 290. Man, one sack for 0 yards. That's not even considered a sack, then, right? It's just a no gain. Okay. Kudos, defensive player who got credit for a sack, which didn't even exist in my opinion. Gibson tearing it up again, 14 carries, 63 yards with 1 TD. They got to give him the ball. He needs to receive the ball. Get J.D. McKissick out of there. He's just draining my stuff. Oh, man. T-Mac, though, man. Scary Terry. 6 more catches, 100 more yards, 2 more touchdowns. Keep ripping and gripping, my friend. I will say it did look like Logan Thomas, he was supposed to have a really solid year and was trending that way. He went down with I think it was a hamstring issue. So I believe Ricky Seals-Jones from the Cardinals is going to be his backup for the next few weeks. Oh, yep, got my Astros cup too. So yeah, I'll be looking for him. Curtis Samuel making his return. Thanks for that. Now we'll have some more some targets. So I'd like to see. I wouldn't like to see, but I think we're going to see Washington start to have kind of turn this thing around a little bit. I mean, they're still 2-2, especially with this win, last second win on this one. I expect them to turn it around this season. Now that they have some more targets for Heineke. And who knows, maybe Fitzpatrick comes back in the next few weeks if he gets his job back. I mean, like I said, Heineke's doing a really good job. He hasn't really done anything drastic to ruin their chances of of their season. The Dallas Cowboys. We all know the NFC East division is very weak. Eagles, they're not looking too good. They still need to figure out their identity. And the Giants, man, we'll get into the Giants for this past week, but yeah, they're looking rough too. That offensive line needs to get something. Their defense is actually pretty good for the most part, which surprisingly they're doing better than Washington's defense was getting all this cred in the preseason. So who knows what's going on there? But definitely the Washington Force's defense is not what they cracked up to be. But that's neither here nor there. We got Washington 34, Atlanta 30. Moving to the next game. I mean, we don't really have to spend much time. This was just an abomination. I mean, I knew you can go back and check the tape. I knew this was going to happen, but damn, 40-0. The Bills. I mean, I'm glad I have them in my fantasy team. They put up like 23 points, 25 points. They had so many takeaways. I don't think they scored, but they might as well have. The one thing I was really wanting to see is Stephon Diggs getting in for a touchdown, which he didn't again this week. I don't think he's got one yet, but he looked promising. He had 7 catches for 114 yards. I can't be mad at that. Josh Allen, they're finally starting to connect a little bit. So I'm looking forward to that. The rushing, man, Singletary and Moss, I did not see this coming. I was totally against picking any of them up, for the draft because of just their piss poor performance last year. But, man, they balling. Zach Moss, man, kudos whoever picked him up too. They're both balling really good. Of course, then you got to throw Mitchell Trubisky like the last 5 minutes of the game or whatever and steal a little rushing touchdown to just drive that nail in the coffin. This isn't a revenge game or anything. I was just wondering. They could have totally gone easier on the Houston Texans, but yeah, no, they had nothing going for them. Davis Mills, bro. I mean, Deshaun, why you gotta be that way, man? Why you gotta be you? Oh man, this is Tyrod. Come back, brother. Oh man, we need you bad. 11 of 21. 87 yards. 4 not touchdowns, 4 picks. This dude has probably the lower quarterback rating than Justin Fields, I think. I'll have to go back and check that. But a .8 quarterback rating for Davis Mills. That just can't happen. Now, granted, yes, the Bills defense is pretty stout. And the Texans are pretty much let's just say we're just looking for that first round pick. Or the number 1 pick overall next year. Brandon Cooks, I guess you salvaged something. 5 catches for 47 yards, just almost 10 points. So that was good. Thank you for that. Thank you for doing something. You're pretty much the only guy right now that's doing anything for the team. So, yeah, I don't need to talk about this one. Of course, Texans, thank you. You beat the Jaguars the first week because I think they were sleeping on you, and I think Urban Meyer may have been sleeping somewhere else too. Well, yeah. We'll see what goes on next time. This one right here was not what I was expecting. The Lions 14, the Bears 24. I was totally expecting, not really the Bears having a solid defense. Like they lost their secondary. They lost their cornerbacks. They really only have a couple of edge rushers, but I guess that's all you need against the Lions. I was really, I don't know. I actually picked the Lions to win this one, but they didn't. So it was Justin Fields' first start, and he did a lot better, much better than last week's performance. Obviously, you got there the 74 rating. Threw the ball very well, nothing too crazy. He did have a pick. I guess really the biggest thing on his mistakes was getting sacked for a 24-yard loss. But, you're supposed to run the other way, Justin. That's the whole point. So hopefully this next week, old Nagy's going to let you run, let you be you, do your thing, stop calling all the shots, and give me some running yards. I got you in another league. So come on, man. Step up. Throw it to Allen Robinson. He needs some love. He's going to start yelling at you. He's going to start yelling at the coaches. Going to start yelling during the press conferences. But I will say, one good news that came out today, if you hadn't heard, Matt Nagy came out and officially said, Justin Fields, will you please be my starter for the rest of the season? Pew, pew, pew. Yes, that's right. Justin Fields, he's going to light it up. I think this is just, just the beginning for him. He's going to throw a couple, I'm going to say he's probably going to throw 2 touchdowns, run for a third this week. Moving over to the Lions, Goff, you had a pretty okay, decent day. You just didn't get much production on the ground. I don't know what happened to DeAndre Swift. Kind of killed me, bro. 2 yards a carry. This is why Jamal Williams is sticking around. How many catches did you have? You had 4 catches. Like, there's no one there, that kind of thing. Who's this Raymond guy? Who are all these people? I know you don't have anybody to throw to. Oh, wait. You have TJ Hawkinson. Like, one of the most touted tight ends of the preseason. 4 for 42. Where's the touch, man? Give him the ball. Give DeAndre the ball. You don't need anyone else. See if it's cool. You got 4 receptions, 83 yards. Thanks. But give the big guys the ball. This is why you lose. I did forget to mention, though, too, Darnell Mooney, man. He's the breakout candidate of the year. What a great pickup, whoever got him. 5 catches, 125 yards. Allen Robinson, you'll get yours, man. Just hang in there. And then, obviously, David Montgomery went down. He's going to be out like 6 weeks or so. Hide your kids, hide your wife, because Damon Williams is back from the grave. And, we'll see how he does this week. But Bears pulling it out, 24-14 to my chagrin. Whew, this was a good one, too. Carolina and Cowboys. We got, this one was actually not as close as it seems. Cowboys pretty much ran away with this one, and it wasn't sort of like garbage time when the Carolina started coming back. But, hey, in fantasy world, that's actually really good. Darnold, he had another okay throwing. This is probably one of the tougher defenses he played. But he did still have 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But he also ran for 2 more touchdowns. God, was this Cam Newton out there? Dude, you're big and lanky, and I don't know if they want you running the ball like that, especially if you're not winning games. Give it to Chubba Hubba. You might have McCaffrey back this week too, so that's maybe a good thing. But I will say too, DJ Moore, man, whoo, he is balling out. 8 catches, 113 yards, 2 more touchdowns. This dude is on fire. I think it's he might be like the wide receiver 2 or 3 on the season so far. So hey man, keep it up. Terrace Marshall, yeah, you're going to the graveyard for me. I'm dropping you. You've got a lot of talent, like you as a person. But, with all those weapons over there and with McCaffrey coming back, don't need ya. All right. Moving to the Cowboys, Zeke, he made it back. He showed who Zeke is right there. 20 runs, 143 yards, and a touchdown. Whoo. Don't be sleeping on Zeke, man. He will shove it down your throat. Even Pollard, he had a solid outing too. He had 6.7 average, 10 carries for 67 yards. That guy's going to continue to do Pollard things. Fortunately, he's just not the lead back. But they might actually turn out to be something more like the Chubb and Hunt tandem there in Dallas. So they might have something going here. Prescott, man, he only had 188 passing yards, but 4 touchdowns. And he even spread the ball out. Cooper got some love. Dalton Schultz, again, with some love. Even Jarwin, both tight ends got some love this game. More so for Schultz, obviously. But, CeeDee Lamb, he kind of took a back seat on this one. He only had two catches for 13 yards. Cedric Wilson, good wide receiver 3 there. I do believe that Gallup is is on his way back either this week or next. So I imagine he's going to probably just take a back seat. Wilson, that is. And then, yeah, good solid performance from the Cowboys. I'm impressed. Color me impressed. You are the top of the division right now. Wouldn't sleep on the Redskins. Oh, sorry, I can't call them that anymore. The football team, that is. To kind of be right up there with you if the Eagles don't show up or if they don't get their shit together. So, yeah, 36-28, Cowboys win. And then we got the Colts and the Dolphins. This was another surpriser for me. Although, Jacoby Brissett, revenge game, I think he probably did a better job than Tua would have, honestly. I do not have any faith in Tua. In fact, I'm still waiting. I wouldn't pick him up or anything or be approving, but I'm still waiting for them to sign that check for Deshaun Watson to come on over to Miami. I bet that will solve all their problems. Be with this boy, William Fuller, even though he's injured again. Go figure. Oh, yeah. Texans, man. That's all I got to say. Texans. Yeah, whatever happened? What happened to the gas can? Carol Gaskin, 2 carries, 3 yards. I guess he's just gone. He's cut. I think Salvin Ahmed got more carries than him, even 1 yard. There's just nothing going for him. I guess the Colts have a pretty solid front seven. Malcolm Brown is their main back, RB1. He still only did 8 carries for 23 yards. There's really nothing to show for it. What did happen, though, was Parker decided to wake up with 4 catches on 77 yards and a touch. Mike Gesicki, probably one of Brissett's favorite targets there. He was a solid tight end as well. 5 for 57 and a touch. This seemed to be a good, solid week for some tight ends. Let's say about 10 or so of them had a decent week. And not one that you would expect, which I'll talk about in a little bit. On the Colts side, Carson Wentz, actually not too bad, buddy. You got 228 yards on 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. But I think you really owed all your kudos there to old Johnny Taylor. Thank you for finally showing up. Everyone was doubting you. Everyone had you, like just big thoughts or big ideas, big plans for you in the preseason, but then you just didn't show up. Of course, you got Wentz and Quentin Nelson got injured, so that kind of dropped your ADP a little bit for the drafting, but then it picked it right back up. But then the first few games, like, when's this guy gonna show up? And now you did. Welcome to the NFL, my friend. 16 carries, 103 yards, 1 touchdown. That is awesome. Marlon Mack, I mean, I guess he's still showing his face around. 10 carries, 22 yards. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets traded, though. There's no need for. I mean, you got Nyheim Hines. He's a good the pass catching back, which they didn't really use that much Hines this week. I think it was all Pittman. Pittman is probably his favorite target right now, even with. I think Hilton should be coming back in the next few weeks too. See how his neck is. Again, with the tight ends, man. 3 catches, 42 yards, 2 touchdowns. To who? Mo Alley Cox. Jack Doyle, 1 catch, 24 yards. I mean, it's just a crapshoot. Roll the dice. Pick up a tight end from the waiver wire. He's probably going to get 2 or 3 touchdowns this week. Or next week after you drop them. That's what happens to me. But yeah, a game that I didn't really see being this much of a blowout. In fact, I think I even picked the Dolphins. I figured their defense was a little bit better than this. But yeah, 27-17, Colts win. You are now tied with the Texans. Good job. Browns and Vikings. This was quite a low-scoring affair. Decent defenses or poor offenses, one of the two. I know Baker Mayfield sucked a brick. 15 catches on 33 attempts. You have Odell Beckham. as one of your receivers. What are you doing? You have Kareem Hunt as one of the elite pass-catching backs. What are you doing? This is why Texas Tech dropped you, bruh. Yeah. And put in Mahomes instead. This is why. You can go off to Oklahoma and think you're all great and everything, running behind a decent, O-line, winning championships and Heismans and shit, but you're garbage, dude. You're garbage. Nick Chubb's good, though. 21 runs, 100 yards. Kareem Hunt, still on all the thunder, per usual. 14 runs, 69 yards and a touch. Was it the only touch? I think it was the only touch. Yeah. It was the only touchdown. Kareem Hunt. Shard Higgins. Okay. Just because Odell is taking all the targets away from you. Good job. 4 catches, 63 yards. I think Landry's coming back too. Next week, maybe. But, you won. With 14 points. You won. Against the Vikings, man. I don't know what happened. Dalvin, where were you? 9 carries, 34 yards. I looked down at my phone. It was like the second quarter. And you only had 4 points. I'm like, did I miss something? Did he get injured? I was even texting my neighbor thinking, did you hear some news? Yeah, I didn't hear anything. No, you just weren't running. I think you got pulled out. You got spelled by Alex Madison for 10 carries, 20 yards. I'm hoping you're okay. Don't get me wrong. But, you were already out last week. If you're still hurting, just sit out another week. Get better. Don't do this crap. Now, I will say, this next week upcoming, I hope you're playing, because you should be lighting it up. Take your 2 or 3 days off from practice, do your thing, and come back. As far as the passing goes, same people. You got Justin Jefferson, 6 catches, 84 yards, and the only score. And Adam Thielen doing his thing, 3 catches, 46 yards. Yeah, it's just a boring game all around. A lot of back and forth. I like the high point stuff. This was just nothing really going. Vikings, you didn't score after the first 40 minutes. At the last 40 minutes, you did not score. And then, good job kicking field goals, Browns. Anyway, 14-7. Moving on. Giants and Saints. Woo, man. Oh, man. I did not see this coming. I was really expecting the Saints to come marching home. First game back at the stadium since, all the weather, hurricane damage, things that they're used to. Things that happened back in Katrina. Was that 2006, right? And I even said a couple weeks ago, the last time they were faced with this predicament, they came out and won the Super Bowl. There's only one problem, though. I guess 2. You don't got Drew Brees. You don't have Michael Thomas. You got Jameis Mother effing Winston. How's that W taste? Whatever. This guy, he's going to get pulled. Taysom Hill came in. He had some action. We need some more action from the receivers. Marcus Callaway, he got 2 receptions for 74 yards on 2 targets. You need to throw the ball more, bro. And you need to throw it to Alvin Kamara. He had a really good game, although he didn't have any touchdowns, because guess what? Taysom Hill took those. Taysom Hill, 6 runs, 28 yards, 2 touchdowns. Come on, man. Kamara, 26 carries, which is his high, record high, personal high, for 120 yards. Dude deserves to get the pay dirt. Come on. Do something. However, Dude, Daniel Jones, 402 yards in the air. 402 yards on 28 throws. The dude is throwing it deep. He hit Ross for a 52-yarder. He even got Barkley on a swing out for 54 yards. Like, this guy, underrated. I think Daniel Jones is like the number 2 or 3 quarterback. Barkley had a decent, good game. 13 rushes, 52 yards, 1 touch. I think they're still trying to kind of wean him in there, but dude, he's a peacock. Gotta let him fly. Let him fly. He's good. Kadarius Toney, he had a good day. Six catches, 78 yards. Kenny Golladay, 6 catches, 116 yards. Hello. And I even think Sterling Shepard should be back. Maybe this week, hopefully next week. As far as the tight ends, you got Evan Ingram doing a little work. 5 catches for 27 yards. Maybe he'll be a good asset and target to have for Daniel Jones. And I believe he ran four runs for 27 yards. Man, he's got some wheels, no scores, but either way, I did not expect this to happen either. I thought the Saints were going to shut him down, especially in their hometown. Didn't happen. In fact, Giants, I believe they came back, and forced overtime, and Barkley ran down their throats. Got that last score at the very end. I mean, what do you do? Good win for the Giants. I'll be looking forward to see how they do next week. Saints, you got some work to do, man. I don't know. Maybe Michael Thomas won't want to come back. Maybe we'll have to rehire Drew Brees from the commentator booth. I'll be down for that. Probably has a better arm than Ben Roethlisberger. I don't know. Good job, Giants. Take it away. 27-21. Get their first game of the season. Now they're tied with the Eagles and not the Redskins. Redskins got 2 up. So that division, it's gonna be tough. Gotta do it somewhere. All right. This one, I had a sneaking feeling about this one since the Titans didn't have any wide receivers. Can't just solely rely on Derrick Henry. Especially when you have a pretty stout defense. Nothing too crazy, but above average. All you're going to do is stop the run. That's all you got to do. And they didn't even do it. 33 runs, 157 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, that's a Derrick Henry day. That's average. McNichols, apparently the pass catching back, had 8 for 74 yards, no touches. But who else are you going to throw to? Josh Reynolds. He came over from the Rams. He got 6 for 59. That'll work. But just wasn't enough. Couldn't hold back the Zach Wilson. He was, good rookie performance. Looks like Michael Carter is making his way up to the top now. RB1, 13 carries, 38 yards and a score. Jamison Crowder. Welcome back, Crowder. 7 catches, 61 yards and a score. Now, I don't know if you're going to continue to have this kind of production with Elijah Moore coming back. And plus, you always have Corey Davis, right? Corey Davis is the main guy. He had some big gains this one. 4 catches on 111 yards with the score. Ooh, it's late over here. Man, I'm tired. But yeah, Corey Davis is going to continue to be his number 1 target. And Crowder is his good check down. And we'll see what happens when Elijah Moore comes back. The Jets are starting to look pretty good. I think they're starting to click a little bit. Once they get a little bit more understanding of what they're doing on the running game, throw Carter in there. He's not a big back, but he can make stuff happen. He's kind of like an Eckler, in my opinion. But yeah, definitely has a sneaking suspicion, like I said, about this one. Jets pull it out. First win of the year. Good job, Jets. Jets win. Woo! 27-24. Titans, you are still in second of the division. And, well, you know what? No. I'm sorry. You're first. You're first, yeah. So, I think the AFC East or AFC South has officially become the worst division in football. You're welcome, Cowgirls and Eagles. Yeah, not my proudest moment, but Texans, maybe we're rebuilding. Anyway, moving on. 24-27, go Jets. Chiefs and Eagles revenge game for what's that guy's name? The coach. He was in the hospital after last week's piss poor performance. Andy Reid. That's right. Well, the Eagles did make it a little interesting, especially towards the end. They just kept fighting. They both had, back and forth action going their way. But Mahomes, man, doing Mahomes' thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, screw Mayfield. Texas Tech, wreck 'em. Yeah, Patty Mahomes, dude. Best quarterback ever. 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, 278 yards. Letting it rip. CEH, 14 carries, 102 yards. He's finally starting to show up there. But the problem is Darrell Williams is still around. He's got 10 carries. Almost the same as Clyde. 42 yards. He got the score. He got the goal line score because Edwards-Helaire didn't get that last minute or that last that yard there. He fell down short. So guess what? No TD for you. Tyreek, my gosh, he single-handedly beat my ass in my league. I had the second most points. Why did I have to go against Tyreek and the guy that had the most points in the league? Go figure. But, when Tyreek freaks out like that, 11 catches, 186 yards, 3 scores, by the way. Not a big deal. Whatever. Just another day. 44-yard long bomb, which we'll go into in a second. But when the freak goes out, or he goes on, Kelsey is a dud. 4 catches, 23 yards, no scores. Yep. He was the one tight end I was telling you, outside the top 10 probably this week. 6.3, yeah. I don't think he did it. I don't think he got top 10. But who cares? Tyreek Hill, man, ballin'. But yeah, they're even saying like Andy Reid really, with his revenge game, really wanted to just stick it to the Eagles. He was racking up the points. Even at the end there, he was just lighting them up. He didn't care. And there's no mercy. Strike hard, strike first. Strike first, strike hard. There you go. Strike first, strike hard. No mercy, sir. Absolutely. He went Cobra Kai on their ass. Jalen Hurts, though, still had a really good performance. 387 yards in the air and 2 scores. Now we got 8 carries of 47 yards. Yeah. But the question is, where's Miles Sanders? Who cares? Who needs him? You got a running quarterback. You got Kenny Gainwell as your pass catching back, who put up 3 rushes for 31 yards and a score. And then, that's all you need. He also had 6 catches for 58 yards. Kenny Gainwell is probably the back to own in Philly, if you ask me. Goddard doing a good job. 5 catches, 56 yards and a score. And Devontae Smith balling out. He just didn't score this time, but he still had 7 catches and 122 yards. Good showing for a rookie, man. I usually don't like rookie wide receivers, but you have a couple of them this year. Jamar Chase and Devontae Smith. Those 2 are really looking good. But wasn't enough. Chiefs pull it out. I kind of consider it a blowout. 42-30 against the Eagles. And, Chiefs are now 2-2. They got some catching up to do. This is one of the top teams that are predicted to hit the Super Bowl, but, they're not looking too great right now. They need to make some moves. And not getting Josh Gordon, okay? Come on. Last time that dude did anything relevant was 8 years ago. So, yeah. Don't want that headache. But, who knows? We'll see. Maybe we'll have another resurrection like AB. That's Antonio Brown for short. Wow, this game. I was expecting something a little bit closer. But, damn. I was not expecting the Cardinals D to ball like that. Or Chase Edmonds, man, 12 carries for 120. That's 10 yards a carry. Holy shit. Kyler Murray doing his thing. He didn't really have that big of a day. 268 yards in the air. 2 scores. James Conner did most of the work on the ground with his goal line carries. He's like the Matt Asiata of the Vikings a few years back, if you don't know who that is. He would just come in the jumbo package like, within the 5-yard line and just punch it in for the Vikings. Pissed me off. I mean, who was it? Was it Adrian Peterson, I think, was still there. Or maybe it was Jerick McKinnon. I think Jerick McKinnon was they were trying to make him the lead back there too. Just like they've been trying to do in the 49ers. And now what? He's on the Chiefs now? I don't know. Whatever. But Chase Edmonds, wow. It's impressive, dude. I'm pretty impressed. The other thing I'm impressed with is the fact that AJ Green is outperforming DeAndre Hopkins. AJ Green. He's I think they wheel him out in his wheelchair every pregame, but guys still got it. 41 yards for a long, 5 catches, 67 yards and a score. DeAndre, still waiting for you, man. 4 catches and 67 yards as well, but no score. Rondale Moore, still doing your thing. Max Williams, another tight end, right? Is right up there. 5 catches, 66 yards and a score. But yeah, Cardinals looking good, man. They are looking good. Los Angeles, you had a rough game. Stafford, 280 yards. Not bad. 2 scores and an interception. Hey, not bad. Darrell Henderson, 14 carries, 89 yards. Hey, not bad. Sonny Michel, you're on the bench. Darrell Henderson's looking good. So, see ya. I guess the Cardinals just shut down Kupp. Woods finally got in the end zone, but he only had 4 catches for 48 yards. Tyler Higbee, he did mediocre, 4 catches, 36 yards. Van Jefferson. Guess he's one of the favorite targets now. 6 catches, 90 yards. All right. Touchdown. Cooper Kupp, 564, still over 10 points. Still probably one of the top. He had 13 targets. 13 targets. 5 catches. They shut him down. That's the difference of the game. 37-20, Cardinals win. I'll try to speed this along a little bit more here as I'm coming into the past the half hour. Still got some more games to talk about, but yeah, man, Cardinals looking good. Seahawks and 49ers. This one was a good game too. Garoppolo went down, so we'll probably be seeing Trey Lance this week. It's kind of questionable right now, but I think if they want any chance of winning, they both had a kind of mediocre day. I think the only thing that really helped Trey Lance was a blown coverage. So everyone's raving about how he had a day's worth of fantasy points in one half. But like I said, blown coverage will get it to you every time, especially Deebo Samuel. That guy is fast, y'all. If you haven't noticed, he's like Tyreek fast. 8 catches, 156 yards, and 2 scores. Can't be doing it. George Kittle. Hey, you did better than Kelsey, but where you at, bro? 4 catches, 40 yards. You had Rob Dwelly caught the first score. Dwelly. Who? Yeah, Vulture. Brandon Ayuk, 1 catch, 15 yards. Ugh. He's got to come alive. Sermon did okay. 19 carries, 89 yards, but, we'll see with Elijah Mitchell coming back. See what they're planning to do on the rushing attack there. 49ers, they got some work to do as well. They have to figure out their identity. I think Shanahan's his shenanigans were starting to get figured out. But over to the Seattle side, you got Russ Wilson. He only threw 149 yards, but he got 2 scores. Alex Collins coming out of retirement, basically 10 carries, 44 yards on score. Good for him. The spell on Chris Carson because he's been kind of hurt in the last couple of weeks. 13 carries, 30 yards there though. Derek Metcalf, there you go, boy. 4 catches, 65 yards and a score. I think that was like late. I think that was like the game winner, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Tyler Lockett, 4 catches, 24 yards. Yeah. very mediocre day. I mean, I think it's probably more down to defense than anything. But yeah, Seahawks pulled it away. That's a tough division, Arizona, Rams, yeah, 49ers. You're 0-2 at home. So I don't know. Maybe you can kick the trend there over at Levi Stadium. 28-21. Seahawks pull the win. Ravens and Broncos. Didn't expect this one to be this lopsided, but I mean, when you're using Drew Lock as your quarterback, because Bridgewater got concussed, it's never a good thing. Never a good thing. So yeah, Bridgewater went down, unfortunately, which hurt Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick, all those guys got hurt. Were hurt by it because they didn't get the targets they needed. Noah Fant, though, checked down Charlie, 6 catches, 46 yards, and a score. Had a good performance there from Drew Lock. We'll see if that continues next week, though. See who his favorite targets are. Going against another stout defense, if I'm not mistaken. We'll check that in a little bit. Melvin Gordon, again, had more carries than Javonte, which I don't know what to think about there. Although, even though Javonte's still balling out, he had that crazy run, man. If I had that video pulled up here, just check it out. Go YouTube it. Go check out the Javonte Williams run against the Ravens. After that, trade Melvin Gordon, get some draft capital, get a quarterback in next year's draft. Or just work on towards getting Deshaun Watson if you want. Or, Aaron Rodgers? Get you some draft capital to get Aaron Rodgers in a trade. That's what y'all want to do anyway. But yeah, not enough out. Too much defense from the Ravens and not enough defense for the Ravens offense really to stop it. Lamar Jackson, he had a pretty solid game. I mean, he did have a bomb to Marquise Brown, 49-yarder. I mean, that was a dime laid out for it. It's like you couldn't catch 3 passes last week, and you got this hell of a catch. Made up for it. I think we can call that redemption. They still ran 7 times for 28 yards. Latavius Murray, I don't know what's going on with their backfield. I mean, Tyson Williams, dude, I thought you had the job. Latavius Murray, yeah, I'm glad I picked you up. I think you're the running back 1 now, but what is this crap about getting Bell in there and Freeman in there, dude? Those guys are washed. As much as I'd want to see Bell do his Pittsburgh things, it's just not going to happen. Not going to happen. So, I'll get Tyson Williams out there. He's the youngest one. He's probably got about the same or more talent. Murray, 18 runs, 59 yards. Not a bad showing. Got a score. Just sucks that you're on my bench. Marquise Brown, doing your thing, man. Hollywood, 4 catches, 91 yards, including that 149-yard bomb for that touchdown. Don't know who you are. Proshi Dose. Andrews, 5 catches, 67 yards. Like I said, these are pretty mediocre things. You got Marquise Brown, and you got Latavius Murray, and you got Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews. That's it. Rashard Bateman's supposed to be coming off the ER or IR or whatever, but I don't think he's going to do anything. Besides, he's a rookie. Rookie receivers in a system where they don't pass that much. Really nothing to show for it. But, Ravens pull it away again. I think it's more defense here than anything. 23-7. Kind of easy against Drew Lock. But they moved to 3-1. Which they also are in a pretty tough division with the Browns. Steelers, I think they're going to be the worst in the division. But, hey, Denver, I'm not worried, man. Y'all get there. Y'all 3-1. First loss, not a big deal. I think y'all will be at the top, too. But y'all probably make a wild card. We got the Steelers and Packers. Speaking of the Steelers, man, y'all suck. I figured Packers would win, but I mean, I guess the defense might have helped keep it close as much as possible with Aaron Rodgers. He only threw 248 yards. Defense is pretty good, pretty stout. 2 scores. AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones both had 15 carries. AJ Dillon had more to show for it with 81 yards and 48 for Aaron Jones. But Aaron Jones had a couple more catches for more yardage. I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll make AJ Dillon and his thunder thighs, the the main down back, the lead back, and make Aaron Jones the pass catching back. Welcome back, Cobb. Again, this is after I drop him. The week after I drop him, goes off. I wouldn't have played him anyway. I mean, kind of like the whole Cordell Patterson, right? You got all these solid people playing. I really only plan on using them during the bye weeks, but shit, now I have to. But Randall Cobb, 5 catches, 69 yards, 2 scores. I mean, all the attention was on Adams. The Steelers have a really good defense, and their main job was to shut down Adams, and they did a pretty good job of it. 6 catches for 64 yards on 11 targets. So, yeah, I'd say they shut him down pretty good. You know who wasn't shut down, though, is Deontay Johnson. Glad you're back. 9 catches, 13 targets, 92 yards, a touchdown. Like, he's obviously been Big Ben's go-to. Najee Harris, another solid performance, man. Rookie running back. 15 carries, 62 yards, and a score. And how many catches and targets? 6 catches on 7 targets. Okay, so it's not 19 targets like last week, but still up there. James Washington, yeah, of course. Juju, okay, 2 for 11. I think that James Washington's mainly because Claypool wasn't there. I expect him to be back next week, though. But, yeah, nothing from the tight ends here. So, Roethlisberger, you're garbage, dude. But you're better than Mason Rudolph, that's for sure. But Packers, of course, take it away. 27-17, going to 3-1. Top of the division, think your biggest competition might be as of right now, it's the Bears, but I imagine it's going to be the Vikings before too long. Steelers, like I said, worst team in the division, 1-3. I mean, I like Mike Tomlin, but you got your work cut out for you, man. But yeah, 27-17. All right, got a few more games here to discuss. Sunday Night Football. This one was the talk of the town. Tom Brady's return to the promised land. And I'm really shocked. I'm really shocked about this one and how it turned out. Buccaneers, like I picked y'all to blow them out. But man, Belichick, man, he had y'all's number. You didn't have Gronk, and that might have been a really big part of it. Not having Gronk, I figured, at least you had Antonio Brown, which he still did some good stuff for you. But I think the biggest help for you guys was Fournette. Didn't have the score. Ronald Jones vultured that one, but 20 carries, 92 yards. I mean, that's pretty good work. You can obviously tell that Leonard Fournette's going to be the running back one moving forward. If I had any shares of Ronald Jones, they'd be on the waiver wire at this point. Tom Brady, though, the GOAT, 269, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but you did get your passing yard record. Yay, good job. Whatever, that's going to be it. That's you got like 3, 4, maybe even 5 quarterbacks, maybe 6 quarterbacks that are currently playing right now that will surpass all the records anyway. Especially if you continue these 18-week seasons there. It's just going to blow it out. But, hey, whatever. I'll give you your credit, right? You surpassed Drew Brees for the most passing yards in a career. I don't have the exact number. It's like 19,000. I don't know. Like I said, it doesn't matter. He didn't even care either when he got it. He's like, oh, cool, thanks. Here's my football. Okay, toss it over to the water boy. Thanks, dry it off. Don't deflate it. But thank you. Mike Evans, 7 for 75, no scores. Antonio Brown, 7 for 63, no score. Godwin, 3 for 55, no score. And Fournette, 3 for 47, no score. Those are good numbers. But like I said, Patriots, man, they had you. What I was impressed with is actually like Mac Jones, he was standing there pretty good. He only had 9 incomplete passes, 275 yards. 2 scores and an interception. They had some trickery up their sleeves, that's for sure. Jacoby Myers, man, he's awesome. I'm so glad I have him in my league. He was a quarterback in college, and so they had a couple design plays where he took a flea flicker, dropped back for a reversal, and threw it down the field. He was 2 completions, 2 attempts, 45 yards. Good job, man. Good job, Jacoby. Nelson Aguilar actually had a good game too. Well, 3 catches and 55 yards, but Jacoby, man, you did it all. This was your game. 8 catches, 70 yards. We just needed to score. Hunter Henry, he's the tight end of the night there. I was kind of thinking it was going to be Jonnu, but 4 catches and 32 yards in the score. I mean, it would be interesting to see how the Patriots fare this week because they're playing the Texans. Yeah, that's just not looking good for us Texans fans. But as far as fantasy value goes, this is where you're gonna see it all. So yeah, you bet your butt be putting in Jacoby Myers. Who knows if Mac Jones went down? Do you think Jacoby would be the quarterback? That'd be interesting. But yeah, Buccaneers squeaked away with a couple field goals at the end there. Nick Folk, you had 39 field goals in a row, and it just sucks. You had to go for your record tying 56 yards to win the game, and just didn't hit the upright. I just hope you're not going to get shunned by Belichick for missing that field goal, man, because that was hell of an effort. Plus, you already hurting on your plantar leg, so that's another thing that was kind of hindering you. But it's like catch-22. I'm glad it didn't go in because I had the Bucs picked for my eliminator, and you would have ruined that if that went in. Whew. But Patriots are looking good. Unfortunately, though, you did lose Gilmore today. Didn't pay him enough money. He went to Carolina instead. So we'll see how the defense holds up after that. But yeah, Brady's return, 19-17. Got lucky, bro. Got lucky. And Monday Night Football. There was no way in hell the Raiders are going to stop the bolt force of the Chargers and Austin Eckler. Austin excellent. Herbert, decent game. 222 yards, 3 scores. Eckler, 15 rushes, 117 yards in a score. And Keenan Allen, I mean, you caught passes, but the yardage was very minimal. I think the biggest, during the DFS, man, I had Jared Cook in there too, and I pulled him out last minute. He ends up going 6 receptions for 70 yards in a score. That was eating at me. But Keenan Allen, you got your 7 catches, but you only 36 yards. But hey, some fantasy value there. But man, Eckler, dude. Stay healthy, man. Stay healthy all year. I think you're number 2 in the season right now, behind Kamara. Is it Kamara? I don't know. You're up there, 2 or 3, and Patterson. Go figure. Josh Jacobs came back. He actually looked pretty good. 13 carries on 40 yards. Derek Carr looked okay. He didn't even surpass 200 yards in passing, but he had 2 scores and an interception. Waller, another solid day. But I tell you what, Hunter Renfrow, I think he's like Derek Carr's little boy toy. Third down and Renfrow. Third and Renfrow. Anytime they had a third down, which is a lot, they passed it to Renfrow. I mean, he had 6 catches for 45 yards on the score. Very Mr. Reliable there. I think if they would have even tried to give it to Waller even more, he had 7 targets, only caught 4 of them, but 50 yards on the score. If they would have used him more or tried to utilize him more, probably would have been a closer game. Probably would have opened some rushing gaps for Jacobs. Drake, I mean, whatever. Drake's done with Drake. I think he's just being used right now on special teams. But, yeah, 28-14. as I'm running up on the hour here, it's perfect timing. I'm just gonna go over the recap. But Bolts win 3-1. Raiders are now finally take their first loss, 3-1. Still looking good. Let's take a look to see what's going on in the next week, shall we? All right, so as of Thursday, that's tomorrow night's game, we have the Rams and Seahawks. Really, no one to look for on the Seahawks except for Chris Carson. He might not even be playing, but it's gonna be a good, solid game. I think I'm gonna take the Rams on this one though. I think they're gonna pull away. That is the favorite by 2.5. Even though they're in the 13th man dome, I think it'll be all right. Rams, this will be their get back. Defense will do what they need to, especially in the secondary. And then Aaron Donald and co. will have Russell Wilson on the ropes pretty much all game, which he might be able to juke a lot of them out, but it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work for them. I think the Rams will pull it out. Then you got the Jets and Falcons. Well, let's see if Matt Ryan can have another stellar game. Let's see if Mike Davis can get anything going, or if it's just going to be another Cordell Patterson show. Corey Davis continue to be Corey Davis and Zach Wilson's number one target. And we'll see if Elijah Moore comes back and whether or not Crowder still has any relevance. And as far as the game, they both have the same record. Falcons are home. This is the game that's in London, so there's really no home field advantage here. Ooh, have Atlanta by 3, but man, I want to say this is more like a pick 'em. I'd be interested to see like what their records are. I don't think the Jets ever played in London, but I think the Falcons have. And I know the Jaguars have a really good record over in London for whatever reason. But, I think the Falcons might pull this one off. I think they will pull this one out. Then you got the Packers and Bengals. I think Packers are just going to continue to roll. They'll have a feeling they'll be able to take care of the Bengals just fine. Joe Mixon's a little banged up. Devontae Adams is probably going to be a get-right game. He didn't really have a good one last week against the Steelers, but I think we'll be okay here. Joe Burrow, he's probably. I think he's going to do better than Aaron Rodgers because he's got that rushing aspect to him. He's a lot better than people give him credit for. But yeah, like I said, both 3-1 teams. I think that I think the Packers take this one away. Then we got the Lions and Vikings. There we go. Sorry about that. Lions and Vikings. Another 12 o'clock game. I don't think the Lions are going to win a game yet. I think the Vikings are going to take it away. I think Dalvin Cook, as long as he stays healthy, he's going to run. Oh, I hope he gets like 200 yards and like 3 scores. Justin Jefferson won't need you, but he'll be there. Same thing with Adam Thielen to get those crucial third down plays. I don't see Vikings having any problem getting their second win of the season to kind of get back into the swing of things, get back in the mix in the division. But yeah, Vikings, I think you take it, 31-10. Broncos, Steelers. Man, the Steelers are just so hard to predict right now. With the way Ben's playing, the way their offense, he's got Deontay Johnson. That's the only thing. And he's got Najee Harris. They have offensive weapons. I just don't think they're using them really good. And the Broncos have a really good defense. But they also have a really bad offense. And if Drew Lock is playing, I don't think they're going to pull it out. I'd like to see the Broncos win. I'd like to see them do good. This one's just really tough. Pittsburgh's favored by 1. Over-unders, that's probably the lowest of the week, isn't it? 39.5. Judging by last week's game against the Ravens, what was that? Oh, they only had 7 points. It was 20-something to 7. I don't really remember, but yeah. This one, Vic Fangio, right? Vic Fangio, yeah. This is a revenge game. This is basically his defenses playing against each other. It'll be interesting to see. I don't know. Fuck it, I'll go with the Broncos. We'll see what happens. Dolphins, Buccaneers. Tom Brady knows the Dolphins so much just from being on the Patriots. Like, that's no. There's no way. Buccaneers are going to realize, like, oh crap, we almost lost to the Patriots, to a rookie, to Belichick. We can't do that again. They're gonna easily take this one. Yeah. Yep. Looking at the numbers, Tampa Bay -10, over under 48. Yep. No doubt. I don't think they're going to run up the score or anything like that, but I think it'll be like 30 to 10. Maybe 30 to 14. Saints Washington. See, I think the Washington's going to start catching up. I think the way that the Saints are at right now, no offense going through Jameis Winston, and really the only thing going is Kamara. They'll shut down Kamara. And, the Saints, they have a good, solid defense too, but when you got Antonio Gibson, you got Scary Terry, you got Curtis Samuel now is back. It's too many. Heineke's looking good. I'm going to say I think Washington is going to pull it out. I guess it's going to be an upset because they're predicting Saints to win. I don't know. I think Washington's going to take it at home. I'll stick to that. Then you got Eagles and Panthers. Well, like I said, Panthers just acquired the Stephon Gilmore from the Patriots. Paid him a little money, so that's going to definitely help going against the likes of Devontae Smith. And the Panthers have a good, solid running defense too. So, I mean, Miles Sanders, it's probably going to be another Gainwell game, honestly. But yeah, I predict Panthers are 2-0 at home. I think that trend's going to continue. I think they're not going to have too much of a problem taking care of business here. Eagles might try to be a little bit closer towards the end, but I think Panthers going to take it away for at least 7 points. And then you got another division game. Ugh, man. Again, AFC South, worst division ever. Titans and Jags. Titans, well, as long as you can get some passers back or pass catchers back, whether it be A.J. Brown and or Julio Jones, you should easily take this one. Urban Meyer, who knows if he's going to even have a job after this game. We'll see if we're only lucky. But, Titans honestly have a hard time pulling this one away. And like I said, Patriots and Texans, again, no-brainer. New England's by 9. That's got a rookie quarterback. Like, they just lost Stephon Gilmore, and there's nothing for them. I mean, they might make it close. I mean, they got some bite. They got some fight to them, too. But I think Belichick, unless he's going to treat this as like, the skip over practice to maybe work harder for the next week's game, which I don't even know who it is, but that's really the only way I can see the Texans keeping this close. But Patriots will win this one straight up. I don't know, they might keep it interesting to where they don't win by 9. So I wouldn't be too sure about like that spread there. Over and unders looks good though. I'd probably take the under on that. 39.5. It's pretty bad. All right, then you got the Bears and Raiders. I think the Raiders get back on this one. Justin Fields though is the starting quarterback on the Bears, so with the full week's practice with the team, maybe get some more connections with Allen Robinson. Damon Williams though, we'll see how he does with David Montgomery out for the next few weeks. I think that's really the difference there. Raiders got solid D, solid enough, and the Bears don't have that great of a secondary. I would expect to see a big game from Henry Ruggs as well as Darren Waller, or actually even Hunter Renfrow. He'll probably have 10 catches. I think the Raiders are going to pull away this one too. All right, this is another tough one though. Browns and Chargers. Man, I think the Browns with their solid D might be able to stop the Chargers just enough and provide just enough rush attack to sneak by a win. But this one's, I think it really just comes down to Baker Mayfield. He's going to need to throw the ball. They're not going to be able to rely on Chubb and Hunt the whole time because these Chargers are going to come out firing. I mean, really, it's the Browns D versus the Chargers O in this game. Whoever wins that battle is going to win the game. I don't know. I mean, I'll say I think I have a lot of home teams winning this week. So I think this might have been the one where I just kind of did a shotgun or Hail Mary, said the Browns are going to win. It's a very close game, though. That was probably the game to watch. Giants and Cowboys, another division rivalry. Cowboys, I think the Giants will keep it close. They're also fighters too. They got Saquon looking good. They got a couple people coming back, I think, from an injury, like the Sterling Shepard. They'll keep it close. Cowboys defense, man. The Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs, they're stepping up. They're making it really interesting. Cowboys are fast. It really just, Ezekiel Elliott, see if he has another good game. This will be a good game. I think this will be a good game to watch. I still think the Cowboys are going to win, though. But, like I said before, every time I bet on the Cowboys, they lose. If I bet against the Cowboys, they win. We'll see. I'm betting on the Cowboys. Let's see if that superstition holds up. Next game on the slate is 49ers and Cardinals. Dude, Cardinals are just looking so good. And I'm glad. I mean, Cliff Kingsbury, not so much his doing, but it's good to see him getting, some wins under his belt. I just don't think 49ers are going to have enough firepower, even with Trey Lance as a quarterback, even if he is the quarterback. The Cardinals have a good D. I mean, they got J.J. Watt, again, another Texan homer, right? DeAndre Hopkins, another Texan homer. It's really going to come down to stopping Deebo Samuel, I think. Deebo Samuel is all they really need to target and stop. I think they can do it easily. And the 49ers don't really have much of a secondary anymore. Very, very. Their defense isn't as good as we thought. Just like the Washington potato skins. They had all this hype in the preseason. Haven't lived up to it. I think Cardinals are going to stay undefeated here. Go 5-0. Kyler Murray going to keep passing, and maybe Chase Edmonds is going to have another good solid game. We'll see who the Cardinals receiver is though of the choice for this day. Bills and Chiefs. There's a lot of close games this week around. I think the Chiefs though are going to continue their the Bills. Man, they're going to put up a big fight. This is basically a pick 'em, I think. They got a great solid D. Chiefs don't even play that great at home. That's the thing that's killing me. Is that it's at Chiefs. It's in Kansas City. That's what makes me kind of lean towards the Bills. It's weird. It's just like this weird. But I'm gonna stick with the Chiefs. I'm gonna stick with my boy Mahomes. I think they're gonna get right and continue to just go on a winning streak. I have a feeling this is gonna be a Kelsey game, not a Tyreek game. Of course, when I'm not playing Tyreek is when he can go off, but whatever. CEH, I think he gets held too. I think it's really just going to be I'm going to predict a Kelsey game. Big outing for him. And a big outing for Dawson Knox for the Bills. Big tight ends. And I hope Stephon Diggs can get in the end zone. That'd be good. I have him on my team, so it'd be cool. It's going to be a really good game to watch. Over unders 56. I don't think it's going to be that high of a scoring game, but we'll see. Colts and Ravens. Yeah, okay. Ravens. Colts just don't really know what's going on right now. Frank Reich. I think Jonathan Taylor's going to get stuffed. Carson Wentz is going to get sacked. He's going to roll all four ankles. And then you're going to put in Jacob Eason and lights out. I expect the Ravens defense to kind of do some damage here. So, yep, Ravens all the way. Well, that's that. Dillies and Dolls. Another week in the books. Again, sorry to disappoint. Not going to be here next week. Going to be cruising the Disney World. Seeing what magicalness is out there. And but I will be back for week 6. Again, if you guys have any comments, questions for me, feedback, something you want to see, something you want to hear, if you want me to go back to playing my game, all nerdy by myself, hey, let me know. Let me hear from you. like, subscribe, click the bell so you get notified on the next episode that hits the charts. And yeah, till next time, toodles from Noodles.